Cooking is less about following recipes and more about following a series of techniques that guarantee success. But these techniques aren't always taught. Whether it's properly preheating your pan, cooking onions for long enough, or simply tasting your food every step of the way, these small habits can make a huge difference to the final result. In today's video, I'll be sharing 5 common cooking mistakes that could be holding your food back and simple ways to fix them. So let's get started. The first potential mistake is not cooking onions properly, or to be more specific, not cooking your onions for long enough. Onions are often the first ingredient to hit the pan, so getting them right is crucial for building flavor from the very beginning. As a very general cooking rule, color equals flavor, so either cook your onions low and slow until beautifully sweet, caramelized and golden, or cook them quickly, get some nice color and browning on them, or even charring, depending on the dish that you're cooking. The next mistake actually follows on quite nicely from the last, and it is not properly preheating your pan. When you add vegetables or tofu to a pan that's cold, if you're using oil, the oil is just going to be absorbed into those vegetables or tofu and become very greasy rather than crispy and golden. Instead of getting that sizzle and proper frying, the vegetables are simply going to steam, release their moisture, and become rather soggy and watery, which we certainly don't want. Instead, preheat your pan for a couple minutes, then add in your oil, and only once the oil is hot do you want to add in your tofu, vegetables, or whatever you're cooking. This helps create a beautiful golden crust on what you're cooking instead of becoming soggy and greasy. One small test that I like to do is called the sizzle test. All you're going to do is add a small amount of what you're cooking into the pan, and if it doesn't sizzle, take it out, wait a couple minutes, and then once your pan is definitely hot, you can add in the rest of your ingredients. Let's take a break from the cooking tips. We are off to the beach with the Popmeister, who is clearly very excited. We made it to the beach and it is very windy. Good girl. Ready? Oh my God. Where's she gone? There she goes. Watch out, Poppy. Successful walk, one tired Poppy. Okay, this next mistake is definitely one I used to do a lot, and it is not blooming your spices. Spices really need to be bloomed, and ideally in fat. Other than saffron, which can be done in water, most spices have fat-soluble flavor compounds, so you want to bloom them in an oil or butter. The fat will also work as a sort of carrier, transporting those aromatic flavors throughout your dish. For ground spices, this could be as short as around 20 to 30 seconds, whereas for whole spices, generally it's going to take at least a minute to start releasing those flavor compounds. It might seem like a small step, but compared to adding in the spices to a curry or stew that's already bubbling away, it's going to make a huge difference to the overall flavor. This next mistake is probably the most important on the list, and it is not tasting your food. How are you supposed to know if your dish tastes any good if you haven't even tasted it? Now, I've made this mistake many times before. It tends to be when I'm cooking something that I've cooked dozens of times and I go into autopilot, forget to taste it, and then when I go to sit down, I realize it's missing something. By tasting throughout the cooking process, you can adjust the sweetness, the umami, the saltiness, the acidity, all those sort of things with small micro adjustments, and then once the dish is complete, it'll be perfectly balanced. Salt is particularly important to add at the beginning of the cooking process, as it takes time to dissolve and move through the foods that you're cooking so that you get a nicely evenly seasoned dish. Salt can also change the texture of certain ingredients, so instead of dumping it in right before you serve the dish, season in stages throughout and always keep tasting your food. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, before we go into the 5th and final potential mistake, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you as we are closing in on 50,000 subscribers. And yes, my microphone is on a wooden spoon right now. This is honestly something I never thought I'd be saying, but nearly 50,000 people have joined me on my little space on YouTube where we're learning to cook delicious plant-based food and just enjoy our time in the kitchen. And when you think about it, 50,000 people is a lot of people. You could probably fill a sports stadium with that many people. So yeah, just a huge thanks to all of you, whether you've been here from the beginning. I see a lot of your names popping up in comments, and I do remember you if you have been, around when we only had a few hundred subscribers on the channel. But yeah, whether you've been here from the beginning or you've joined recently, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm also so grateful for every single one of your comments. I read them all. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to them, especially when a video does really well. For example, the sausage video is over 100,000 views now. Same with the smoothie video. So we had a lot of comments on those videos, so it's been taking me a while to sort of catch up on them. But yeah, I really appreciate all your really kind comments, and any questions and things I always try to get back to eventually. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon subscribers. I think we have around 120 now, and I could not be running this little mini cooking show without your guys' support. So a huge thank you to all of you. I know times are tough at the moment, especially financially. So to give me a few dollars or pounds a month is greatly appreciated, and it means I can spend more time planning these videos, buying the ingredients, coming up with new recipes to share with you all. So thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters, insiders, VIPs. I appreciate every single one of you so much. So big thank you. So I think we'll get back to the final potential cooking mistake. Let me know in the comment section where in the world you're watching this video from. I think that'd be quite fun to see. And yeah, thank you for being part of this community. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you're having a lovely day. The fifth and final mistake is following recipe times instead of following your senses like sight and even smells. Recipes should always be used as a guide, but it's up to you and your senses to decide whether something is actually cooked. Take lentils, for example. A recipe may say that they're going to take 20 minutes, but this can vary quite dramatically. Factors such as how old your lentils are, how hard or soft your water is, how vigorously you're simmering them, or even how much salt you add can make a massive difference to the overall cooking time. The same applies to roasting vegetables. You want them juicy and tender in the center and golden on the outside, but ovens and air fryers, they vary dramatically. So start relying on your senses like sight and smell instead of the clock. I promise you, once you start relying on your senses, such as your sight, smell, and hearing, your cooking is going to get so much better, and it's also going to get a lot funner. So I hope you enjoyed these potential mistakes and also how to fix them. Let me know if you've got any others in the comment section, and check out this video for some more plant-based goodness.